Welcome.
Hello, guys. I'm
Welcome.
Dmitry. I'm Hacken and Trust Army Web3 analyst. Thank you for joining us today for our final live session on the topic identifying red flags and conducting a comprehensive project analysis. In our previous sessions, we discussed the CAPIT evaluation framework for projects and the methods of reviewing token transactions, token supply, project security, and tokenomics health. And today is the final live session where we will talk about how you can effectively use all these things and what red flags exist in the project's evaluation system. Using this knowledge and skills, you will be ready to evaluate any project that interests you. I cannot guarantee you that this approach will get you incredibly attractive returns on your investments, but I can definitely guarantee you that this approach will be able to minimize the number of your failures in cryptocurrency investments. So, just like the last time, I'll present the main topic, and at the end, I'll be happy to answer all of your questions. So, let's start. Let's start with the project analysis. In effect, the first thing we should do now is to talk about all possible red flags in cryptocurrency projects that may be there, and after that, we will be able to most specifically analyze the project. So the next slide, please. Yeah, to begin with, let's say that red flags are in general a collection of all irrational and all illogical things that we can find when evaluating a project according to the given parameters. So we can highlight the following list of red flags, which, however, does not end with them. And now let's just take a brief look at these points. So the first one is the lack of project transparency. Then insufficient security measures, anonymous team, reputation incidents, troubles with tokenomics, growth potential limits, lack of audience activity, and lack of development activity. Now let's take a closer look to each of these points. Lack of project transparency means the situation when you can find their white paper, their tokenomics, their security measures. Unfortunately, this is quite a common problem. It looks really suspicious when project does not want to show us their white paper or their tokenomics or any other crucial numbers. We can suppose that it can be related to the team's manipulation with these metrics. We can also add here the deleting of white paper or tokenomics from the original documentations. The next one is insufficient security measures, no audits, bug bounty programs, or pen tests. As we've been talking about earlier, these are really crucial metrics, especially when we're talking not just about token audit, but about the smart contract audit of the platform or protocol. These are things that can deadly affect the price in case of exploit or any other problems. So we really want to see at least some of these security measures. The next one is anonymous team. In my opinion, the only option for the team to stay anonymous and the only reason is when the team builds a project that provides customers with anonymous services or with some other private features. In this case, we can understand the reason for the team to stay anonymous, because some representatives from some government representatives can make pressure on them, and this is really valuable reason. In all other cases, I would consider it as a red flag. The next one is team members with a bad reputation. Well, this one is very obvious. The next one is suspicion token distribution proportion among groups. Well, troubles with the tokenomics, but now I want to specify some popular cases that we can meet on our journey. And one of them is suspicious token distribution proportions among different groups. There can be various situations you need to pay attention to this. There can also be short vesting period for the team or for the bakers, huge unlocks at the same time that can affect the price, and large concentration of tokens in the hands of one group of people. The next thing with the tokenomics is the amount of fundraising through the public sale is too large compared to other parts of tokenomics. We do not want to see huge numbers of the project's token in the hands of project's bakers, because we know that their final aim is just to make more money, and they can't really care about the final product and about the development of this project. The next one is growth potential limit. It means large capitalization with literally no growth potential compared to the project competitors. Lack of audience activity in social networks. This factor is especially important when the project token is traded on very low daily volumes. It can mean that the project is nearly dead. And the last one, lack of development activity. Well, this is the basis which we've been talking about earlier in our previous live sessions. And now let's talk about the project analysis. So as we said in previous live sessions, our analysis will consist of following points: all elements of CAPET framework, which are capitalization of a project, activity of traders, price performance, engagement inside the community, development, and additionally the token transactions, token supply, project security, and tokenomics health. And after that, we will check all possible red flags we've been talking about earlier. So the next slide, please. Let's start our analysis. I've chose the project Immutable X. This is actually the first step everyone begin with choosing the project we interested in. The next step, we need to find this project. Of course, similar actions can be done using Google search, but the best way is to use information aggregators such as CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, or CryptoRank. I will show you this process using CoinGecko example, as you can see on the presentation screen right now. And as you can see here, we have quite a lot of information that we can use for our assessment. Usually, information aggregators collect data about the project's market capitalization, trading volumes, fully diluted market capitalization, about all the information about the projects considering the contract, the address of the project's contract on different blockchains, its website explorers, different types of communities, and some other useful information such as price charts, markets that can provide you with these tokens, and etc. So now let's start our analysis with the assumption of token capitalization, market capitalization. As you can see, usually information aggregators will be able to provide you with this data. But nevertheless, we should check everything ourselves because we already know how to do it from previous sessions. And now, in order to find project max total supply and circulating supply, we need to take project's token smart contract address from the top right corner and insert it in the blockchain explorer. As usual, we open the read contract tab where we open the decimals and total supply values. And now, as you can see, we need to subtract 18 digits from the value that is specified in the total supply tab in order to see that this value will be equal to 2 billion tokens. And now we are looking for circulating supply. Next slide, please. And in order to do this, we need to see if we have burned tokens in the holders tab. As you can see, they are missing. So all that remains for us to find the project's more circulating supply is to find project's tokenomics and to see how many tokens are currently blocked in the projects. How many of them were not unlocked yet? Next slide, please. In the documentation of the project, I found the white paper in which this table with lockup periods was indicated. This is exactly what we need. After conducting simple mathematical calculations, we come to the fact that at the moment there are almost 750 million tokens are in a locked state, so they are expected to be unlocked soon. And now let's back to CoinGecko. Next slide, please. Yeah. As you can see, CoinGecko have provided us with some useful information that matches our numbers. Moreover, they even specified 2 smart contracts that hold the rest of the tokens, which are automatically unlocked and distributed among all token distribution groups. To see these values, you need to check this white square. There we can see locked values and all the locked tokens. Yeah, and exactly there you can see 2 smart contracts with the locked tokens that will distribute them to the distribution parties. To tell the truth, it is very high quality approach on the part of the team. You won't come across such things very often because usually these values are pretty difficult to find. Well, not for us because we already know how to do it. We need to find in the blockchain explorer total supply value. Then we need to check if there were not any of burned tokens. And then we need just to find the project's tokenomics and to check how many of the tokens are currently locked. and then we will get market market capitalization value, and we will get circulating supply. So the next slide, please. After we have found the real market capitalization, total and circulating supply of the token, we move to the price performance. As you can see on this chart, which you can also find on CoinGecko, the token has seen 50% increase in price over the past week. Of course, this is also related to the general market condition, which is quite bullish at the moment, but we should remember this indicator and consider it in combination with some others that we will find a bit later. Next slide, please. And here is one of them. No, this is the wrong slide. I believe it's previous one. We're missing a slide. Well, that's not that important. You can actually go back to the token unlocks slide, the previous one. Yes, this one. Here you can find 24 hours trading volume, and this is the value we need to check. The previous metric with circulating supply will be more informative in the context of traders' activity. As you can see, in the last 24 hours, the trading volume of this token was almost half of its market capitalization, which is an extremely impressive factor that shows us the presence of strong interest from the audience of the project and from the cryptocurrency enthusiasts. So yeah, now you can switch the slides. The next one, please. And now we can check the project's audience activity. As we already said before, price performance and trader activity are metrics that can sometimes be twisted or imitated, and their comparison with the percentage of an active audience will give us an understanding that the project is really needed by people, and the dynamics we observe can be really organic. So as we can see here, here we have Immutable X Twitter account that has almost 350 thousands of followers. It has reached more than 250,000 impressions under each post that was recently published, as you can see on the screenshot to the right. This is an extremely high quality indicator of audience engagement that is almost impossible to imitate on an ongoing basis. So if we're talking about some percentage rate, we definitely have here more than 70% engagement rate from the project's audience. It's insanely great numbers, because usually we can find something like 3% of engagement rate from the audience in some in some Twitter's project, but even 3% is already not that bad value, actually. And here we're talking about more than 70%. Yeah, to summarize the statistic of the last 3 points, which were activity of traders, price performance, engagement inside the community, we can understand that the price dynamics with a high probability is really organic. And this is a very good signal for us. Next slide, please. And now let's talk about development. This is another metric we've spent a lot of time on in past live sessions. I found the project GitHub and went to its main pinned repository, in which we can see the average number of commits for the last time. It's worth saying that this project is already more than 2 years old, and also it doesn't seem like much. We expect to see a ready-made functioning product from the team. So there should not be too many commits, but there should be some, because a cryptocurrency project is the kind of business that needs to be systematically maintained, updated, and improved. So here on this screenshot, in the commits tab, we can see 11 commits in the last month. In my opinion, this is a good indicator that, and these data do not really surprise me, because we have already established project that making some updates from time to time just to maintain their project. Next slide, please. Yeah, let's go back to the blockchain explorer that we studied a little earlier and analyze the main token holders in order to understand if we can possibly see an unexpected price impact from some of the unknown participants of this investment of this token, let's say. As you can see here, two major holders are Foundation Treasury and Project Development Treasury. They have on these two wallets more than something about 50% of all token supply, and this number is really huge. But these tokens, these are actually tokens that the project's team, use for the development of the project, they convert these tokens into real money to pay salaries, to pay their rent, and all other expenses. And frankly speaking, this is not the group of people we expect to dump the token. Well, I think this is obvious, because this is the project's team, and they are interested in saving the project's token price as high as possible for longer time. The next group is Foundation Treasury with locked tokens. As we can see, almost 20% of tokens are locked on this wallet that will be distributed. Then we have Immutable X Bridge. Bridge services help the project to swap their token between different blockchains and between different networks. So this is absolutely normal to see that they have almost 6% of token supply. The next party is Binance Wallet. They have almost 2.5% of the token supply, and Binance needs project tokens in order to provide the market liquidity for the assets that are tradable on their centralized exchange. And then we can see here a smart contract that hold 2.2% of token supply. If you're talking about smart contract, it probably means that this is one of the projects immutable X side project that needs the tokens to make all the functionality. And the last one, we can see just a wallet that holds almost 2% of token supply, and this is a really huge amount. To the right, we can see this amount converted into US dollars, and as we can see, it is almost $47 million. And yeah, if you're talking about this wallet, it can really impact the price of the token in case if he will decide to sell it. But actually, now we already analyzed the token holders, and as you can see, we do not see here anything really scary or something we need to be worried about. Next slide, please. Yeah, and now finally we can move to project security. I'll start by saying that I couldn't find any information about the project's bounty, bug bounty programs, or penetration tests of any kind. So this is a clear minus for the project. As for the audit, I managed to find one audit from the company Certic, which was done back in 2021 and was updated in early 2022. That is, in any case, it is already outdated at the moment. And these are the things that we don't like to see in a project with a capitalization of more than $1 billion. So as far as project security is concerned, we cannot count this as a clear advantage because we really have some questions for the project security in this case. Next slide. Now let's look at tokenomics. We already touched on it when we tried to calculate the circulating supply, but now we can do it in detail. So as you can see here, we have all the distribution parties. As you can see, ecosystem development have 51% of token supply. Project development has 25% of project supply. Foundation reserve 4%. Private sale 1.5%. Initial users on private sale 12%. And there are 6% more for the other options of public sales. And as you can see, the dominant part of the tokens is in the hands of the project development, more than 75% actually. That's a huge number. We have to understand that part of these funds will end up in the hands of the project's team directly to cover their office expenses and salaries, etc. And it's actually not a bad thing when a project is so focused on investing in the development of its product or products, as in this case, due to the fact that Immutable X has several completely different products. But personally, I am worried that I do not know how much of this huge amount will be given to the project's team and how they will spend these funds. So in token economics, there are actually some uncomfortable questions, and not everything is so clear cut. we have now talked about all the key aspects that we learned to analyze during the last two live sessions. And now I suggest we should move on to the red flags that we can identify in this project. And the first one, well, this is not a red flag for this project, but in general, we will talk about all the red flags we mentioned before, and we will think about the fact if this project has it or not. Lack of project transparency. In this case, we have no problem with this part. All the information was provided in the project documentation. Tokenomics is written quite clearly, with the exception of our questions to the team situation. But in any case, you can find all the information from the official sources. We can see individual smart contracts with locked tokens that we can track, and all on-chain data matches what the team claims. The only thing that concerns me is that I wasn't able to find in official sources any information about the project security services and security measures. I found the audit report in the auditing company website, and in terms of transparency, this is not that good because we would like to see all the necessary information just in one place, especially when we're talking about the project with that high market capitalization. The next point is insufficient security measures. This is already a point to which there may be many more questions, considering the large number of different projects the company is developing. All of them will function in their own way, and their verification should be approached very carefully. The lack of regular fresh audits is another negative factor, as well as lack of an active bug bounty program. The only plus in this regard is that the project has not been hacked once in 2 years of operation, and to tell the truth, in today's market conditions, this is a huge achievement. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is the screenshot from the project's website. And now we would like to talk about anonymous team. As you can see, the project team is not anonymous. We have opportunity to go to their LinkedIn account, view the location of the main office, and meet with the team members there, and read all the information we interested in. So yeah, this is not the case. Reputation incidents, I wasn't able to find any of them, so nothing here. Troubles with tokenomics. As mentioned earlier, more than 75% of tokens are in the development of the project. This is really a very big value if you compare it with other projects. As I said before, there is no problem with spending a lot of money on development. That's okay. But there are problems with the transparency of information in the tokenomics, which will relate us to how much money ultimately went to the team directly. In this matter, it plays a key role. So yeah, this is definitely a problem and definitely a question mark. The next one is large capitalization with no growth potential compared to competitors. If we look at the potential for price growth, we can see that the Immutable X project is the leader in most of the categories of the cryptocurrency economic, NFT, play to earn, layer to zero knowledge. But this is the case when we talk about the leader of this directions. So large capitalization in this case is not a red flag. Moreover, if we notice a narrative of increasing attention to the gaming sector, smart contract platforms, the care labs, or something else, and we can actually count on the fact that it is the leaders who will start to grow first from these areas of cryptocurrency economy. And in this specific case, we cannot say that large capitalization as this project has is the problem, and it will not have any growth potential. The next point is lack of audience activity. Well, this is definitely not the case, as we saw the activity of the audience at the maximum possible level, more than 70% engagement. Lack of development activity. Well, as we've been talking about earlier, in the main pinned repository of the project, their code is being updated quite regularly, which does not raise any questions at this stage of the project's development. We can see a functional project that is maintained by its team. So in conclusion, I would say that this project is an interesting representative of the directions it belongs. In most of them at the moment, it is the leader. There are many investment studies that shows that it is usually more profitable to invest in the leaders of the specific department rather than in the outsiders, counting on their upside. Here is so many reasons that could convince us to invest in this token, but we also saw some not so pleasant things that we would like to avoid in projects to make any decisions based on this material. This was an example of how you can evaluate a cryptocurrency project in order to form your own opinion about it and make investment decisions based on your own opinion. Next slide. Yeah, it's been an interesting journey with Third Academy in their metaverse. I hope you understood the importance of DYOR and how to do it correctly. I was very happy to present all these materials, and I will be happy to welcome you in our Trust Army, which is the DYOR platform, which is designed especially for cryptocurrency enthusiasts to improve your analytical and research skills and motivate you with material rewards for your successes. And now let's go to your questions if you have any.
Hey, Dimitro, it's Mike. I have one question for you. You talked in the beginning about the need for more transparency and being able to look at documentation. There are a number of meme coins that have caught the attention of the crypto world, like Shiba Inu or Dogecoin, and there's another one that's coming out now that's got a lot of hot press attention. Do these meme coins have good documentation, or they, if you went to look at them, you'd say this is a joke and it's just going to be a market reaction to whether or not they go up or down? Or what's your opinion of the meme coins in view of what they present to the public?
This is a fair question, because when people see the meme coins pumping up to 400 or even 1000% per few days, or people start thinking about the quality of these projects, about the technologies that lies under all this marketing stuff. But actually, meme coins, these are pump and dump stories. It's not about the quality analysis we're talking about on our live sessions, because we're talking about quality analysis of quality projects, actually the projects that have real value in cryptocurrency industry, that helps this financial market to growth and to develop. And when we're talking about meme coins, they actually do not have any use cases. They do not have proper documentation, but there are some that have such things, and that even have some token utility. But actually, when we start to compare it with their competitors, we can see that they have much more powerful development, better technologies, more money involved inside of their product and protocols. I mean, money that circulating in their projects. And meme coins are just fun to play with, and
Meme coins are get rich quick schemes, and they
Yeah.
are targeted only to those people who want to get rich quick.
this
Can
is
you
more this is more about gambling rather than
exactly
research.
exactly when you like there's this story, allow me, Dmitry, sorry to interrupt you. There's just
go on.
there was a small uh, success case or just interesting case study. There was this Twitter user who was jumping in all the meme coins he could possibly put his eye, put his gaze on. Basically, he participated in around 50 different meme coins. He was purchasing, this is like a user with a decent bag of crypto, and he was aping in roughly half of Ethereum in every single one of those meme coins. And guess what? Among 50 transactions, 50 investments, so-called, or rather bets, 49 of them were complete losses. They went to zero. And one of those meme coins allowed him to to profit 90, not 19, but 90 Ethereum, right? So he like 100x his deposit, basically. So my point is, these meme coins were never about fundamentals, and they were never about a solid project or development. It's all the marketing, and at the end of the day, the main winners in all these meme coin scenarios are insiders, the project team, and the shillers, the influencers who receive payments to promote these tokens in those tokens. So the majority of cases, these meme coins are just like they are money grabbers, and the unfortunately in more than 90% of the cases, these are regular people who they are left with no money at all because it all goes to zero.
Hopefully,
So
hopefully they have fun while while it's going up and down. Another question. One question came in from YouTube. Are there some countries where projects originate that are more prone to being not fully legitimate? And are there, and should some projects originating in some countries raise alarm bells when someone's considering investing in it?
Yeah, we're actually currently working on development of our Trust Army platform, and one of our future missions there for the users will be finding the project jurisdiction and the project's team location. But to tell the truth, most likely there will not be any significant red flags or something. We will just show for our users some resources that will help them to detect the project's jurisdiction and to check if this jurisdiction is legit. But actually, if you're talking about some inappropriate jurisdictions, there are only those who are under sanctions currently in the world. There are not that many of them, and actually any cryptocurrency project that wants to launch their token and their product and to place it on the cryptocurrency market, they will never show this fact. They can hide their jurisdiction, or they will write some false information about it in most cases. So this is not an easy question to answer, to tell the truth.
Okay. The one other question came in was a question about anonymity. You mentioned that there are kind of two reasons for being anonymous. One is a good one, that some countries might be repressive or might come after people pressure people who have crypto. And the other was that it could be a bad actor or just somebody desiring to preserve anonymity. Can you talk about that a little bit? How could a researcher doing DYOR tell the difference between the two?
Could you please specify how do we detect a bad actor or what?
Well, you said when people are anonymous, they could either be perhaps a bad actor, or in some countries, people desire not to be pressured. And is there any way, because when you see an anonymous user, that you can sort of make an assumption about which?
Yeah, it will directly depend on the project this team working on. So we can check the project's documentation, the project's white paper, and then we will understand the project's mission and what they want to achieve in the future, and if there will be any plans on private transactions or similar things, then we will understand that this can be the reason, one of the reasons. But if we will not find any of them, it will definitely mean that the project's team just do not want to identify themselves, and this will probably not necessary, but it can really mean that we're talking about some malicious actors. And this is really something that's quite easy to identify, because when we're talking about, I don't know, let's say NFT projects or gaming projects, there is no sense to be anonymous. There there is no place for private transactions or something like that. And when we're talking about some protocols that exchange your liquidity or mix your tokens inside, this is more likely about some private features, and in this case the theme have to be anonymous because it really have no other option.
Great, thanks. Are there any other questions? We're coming up to the hour. Any other questions that the audience might have?
I just had general questions to Dmitro about today's subject that was researched deeply, the immutable X. We went through all the different angles at which we can look at it, and the big question is, as a conclusion, would you personally put your money, for example, in such a project, or you would rather look for or there were some points that were clearly red flags that set you basically to not join this project, not to have to deal with it in any way?
Well, actually, this project is quite solid, and its market capitalization that is something like $1.5 billion is proving it. But in my honest opinion, I do not feel like that, like it should cost that much, because it really has some, I would not call it red flags, but I would definitely call it question marks, such as token distribution and proportion for the development, and the fact that we cannot understand how many of those funds will be given to the project's team, and how they will spend them concerns me, because we have some examples such as FTX, when people just spend all their money left and right, all investors and clients' money, and this is not a great position to be put in, in your and locked in your investment.
Of course.
So this is a serious question mark for me. Security measures maybe, but actually I can understand that probably they've had a lot of pen tests inside of their development team, and this is not the information that disclose. And the fact that in 2 years they wasn't hacked once probably proves it, that there are not any problems with security. But again, it would be more reliable to have at least bug bounty program for the audience and for external audience, to make sure that people are working on its security, and will help the project to avoid all possible bugs and exploits. And the last thing is probably that I don't really like when single project tries to sit on many chairs. I don't really know if it makes sense in English, but Immutable X is working on NFTs, on gaming, on their labs, Another layer 2 decisions, smart contract platform, and that's quite a lot, it's much better to dedicate yourself to the one direction and to become a clear leader there, rather than try to do a lot of stuff with questionable quality, because their projects are that popular actually.
That's true. That's true. Well,
But
you don't have security. Sorry.
But there are some also positives that we've been talking about, such as transparency of the team, their market conditions, their marketing, their activeness of their audience. These are definitely huge positives that a lot of let's say more quality projects can be jealous because of.
Yeah.
That,
Just I know we're running out of time. I just wanted to say the last message to those who will be rewatching this session on YouTube. If you are new to crypto, it is pretty much impossible to not lose your first money. Besides just investing in Bitcoin and Ethereum, like it's like, you have to try it. You have to lose your money somewhere, and that's just a natural learning process in crypto. Market capitalization does not mean anything, because right now, as November 11, we can see that the capitalization of the FTX token is $1 billion. I just want to remember you guys that FTX was one of the biggest financial scams in the history of the US. So, and it's still 1 billion market cap. And no matter how the team is portrayed in social media, you can, if you have enough money, you can buy enough PR, you can buy enough marketing, and you will be like God's hand. You will be like new Jesus, like you will be so clear and so innocent. And same goes to the security. Like everything can be good until it's hacked, and when it's hacked, you don't have time to react. Like your position decreases 2-time-fold, 3-5, like you can just lose all your money in a second. So my point is, you can be just aping in without any research. You can spend days researching a project, but it will never guarantee and it will never eliminate the risk and the volatility of the world of crypto that we are living in. So follow your gut.
Hello.
Good way to end, Mr. Fantastic. A very good caution. And on behalf of Third Academy, I'd like to thank you, Dmytro, for putting together both these live sessions and the course, which will live on the YouTube channel of Third Academy, and I'm sure on some of your sites as well. And if you want more information on DYOR, make sure you look at this great series of slide shows and live shows by the Hacken team and Trust Army. And have fun doing your own research and learning about the great world of crypto. So thank you both very much, and Dmytro especially for your effort to put this course together. Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure being here. Thank you for having us, guys.
Before you guys leave, and after the live session ends, I do ask you one more minute, Dmytro, if that's possible.
You're welcome. You're welcome to stay, and we can chat.
Yeah.
Why don't we end the live session now and then have a get together